It's that time of the day where we like to say it's score prediction time.
Let's go.
This is game week 2 of the National League score prediction, so let's just have a quick look at how we did last week. VAR. Yeah, we got 5 points. They call me the postman because I always deliver, because today we have a special guest. Who is it?
Yes, people, what is going on? My name's French Bertie, and I'm here today to do the National League roundup for my boy Hiccup EU.
French Bertie is an absolute legend. If you haven't checked him out already, make sure to go and do so. Ex-Aldershot physio. But without no further ado, let's get into the first prediction. For the first game this weekend, we have Notts County versus Boreham Wood. And I have one thing to say. Macaulay Langstaff, what a player. Scored 2 goals on his debut for Notts County. He's scored 6 in pre-season already, and he started the season off with a bang, 2 goals in a 3-0 victory for Notts County. What a brilliant start to the season. Boreham Wood also coming off the back of a victory against Southend, scraping past them narrowly after going down to 9 men. It was a tough one. Losing Ndlovu and Evans is going to be very tough for them, and my score prediction for this match is Notts County 2, Boreham Wood 1. Bertie, over to you.
So starting off with game number 1 in the National League this week, we're looking at Boreham Wood versus Notts County. Now, last year, Boreham Wood, big team. They got some good players. Last year, they lost Chimanga, but they have signed Ndlovu, big striker from Alfreton Town. Yet to get on the score sheet, I think, but they do have Marsh. I think, as a team, I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with Notts County's ability to play total football. Luke Williams, a manager that I've worked with in the past, very, very good manager. So I'm going to call that one as a 3-1 Notts County.
Game number 2 is Bromley versus Altrincham, and the first thing I would like to mention is Bromley unlucky losing 3-2 on the opening day, a 5-goal thriller at Bromley, but unfortunately they were on the losing end of it. Although they did end up losing 3-2, they scored 2 goals on the opening day. Michael Cheek has got his first National League goal of the season, so it's not something to be too down about. Altrincham, on the other hand, ended up drawing 1-1 to Maidstone, who were down to 10 men for the last half an hour of the game. You would have hoped them being at home, they would have gone on and maybe won the game, knowing that Maidstone were only down to 10 men and they really could have pushed on and got that win in the first game, but unfortunately they ended up drawing. My score prediction for this match is going to be a close one. Bromley 2, Altrincham 1. Over to the Bertmeister.
Coming up next, we have Bromley versus Altrincham. Bromley, renowned for being a good club. Altrincham having been in this league previously. Pretty good budget for a Manchester-based team in a brilliant catchment area. Along with Bromley, great catchment area, brand new facilities. I'm going to go with the draw. And I'm going to go 2-2. I can see that both sides can get goals. I just think defensively, both of them aren't really there so far. Now, again, it's early days, so I think my predictions could be completely off. But I think Bromley versus Altrincham, 2-2.
In game number 3, we have Chesterfield at home versus the mighty Aldershot. And oh boy, this is going to be a tough one. Chesterfield drawing on the opening day to Dorking 2-2 and ended up going down to 9 men. Collivan got stupidly sent off, a very controversial one. And they also got a red card very late on after a second yellow. And Aldershot, oh my god, losing 4-1 on the opening day to Solihull. To be fair to Solihull, they were very clinical. They took all their chances. Was it a 4-1 game? No. But did Solihull deserve to win? Yes. That is why it's going to be another difficult day for the Shots. However, I'm going to be biased again and go Aldershot 2, Chesterfield 2. Oh god, I'm going to regret that, aren't I? No.
Game 3, we have Chesterfield or Chesterfield against Aldershot Town Football Club, my old club. I'll be honest, not hopeful for Aldershot this year. I think a club of their stature needs to really get its hands back on the wheel. I feel the wheel is very much falling off. I think Chesterfield is such a big club, big fan base. They're at home. I mean, Aldershot would be lucky to get a draw. I think you're probably looking at another 3 or 4. I'm going to go with a 3-0 Chesterfield.
In game number 4, we have Eastleigh versus Wealdstone, and wow, what a first game week both teams had. Wealdstone winning 3-2 against playoff Bromley, and Eastleigh narrowly losing to Wrexham 2-1 after 2 late Elliott Lee goals. I mean, Eastleigh, to be fair to them, looked brilliant. going 1-0 up very early on and then holding on until the 70th minute, somewhere about there. And then unfortunately conceding 2 goals late on, but they should be disarmed by that performance. Only losing 2-1 to Wrexham at the racecourse ground is a very good result. So Eastleigh will be firing for this one, and Wealdstone will be looking to make it back-to-back victories. So it's going to be a tough one, but I'm going Wealdstone 2, Eastleigh 1. I think they'll narrowly edge it.
Going on to game 4, we have Eastleigh versus Wealdstone. These, in my opinion, are two teams that are going to be very weak this year. My predictions for this game is going to be a 0-0 draw. I think Wealdstone, having lost Umara, I think it is. I don't think Kretschmar's got much. Pretty sure I watched his highlight clips from Woking. I think he scored like 12 goals. I think 1 was a worldie, 6 were penalties, 3 were tap-ins, 1 was a worldie, and 1 was just a normal goal or whatever. So, don't think much of him. They've obviously got Kins if he's fit, but I think my biggest thing with Wealdstone, they're playing at Eastleigh. Eastleigh aren't the team that they used to be. They used to be top of the National League. I don't think Lee Bradbury, I don't think he's got what it takes for Eastleigh. So yeah, we're gonna go with a 0-0.
In game number 5, we have Halifax versus Torquay, and it's fair to say these two teams are very evenly matched. Halifax coming off the back of a 2-0 loss to Barnet, lacking identity in their play under the new manager Millington. They're still trying to gel together as a team. In Torquay, drawing to 10-man Oldham, where Oldham got a red card in the 74th minute. Gardner, well, he was off doing his shop at Tesco's. He had had enough playing the game. But yeah, it's going to be a hard one. But yeah, my score prediction for this match today, it's going to be a tough one, but it's going to be a very evenly matched one. Halifax 1, Torquay 1.
Next we have Halifax Town, or FC Halifax Town versus Torquay United. Torquay, a club that are renowned for doing well, with Gary Johnson, very, very good manager. Halifax Town having lost their manager, Peter Wild, I think it is, to Barrow. We played Halifax the other day, and they weren't good. They were not the Halifax of old, which is fine, because it means that someone will replace them in the league table. And they came 3rd or 4th last year. They did very, very well. A good club. Very, very good club last year. But they didn't look strong the other day. They did not look strong. Torquay lost loads of good players in a really tough catchment area. They have to spend a lot of money on player salaries. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Torquay. I think Halifax will get their first goal of the season. But I think Torquay will score 2. So 2-1 Torquay.
In game number 6, we have Gateshead versus Barnet, and wow, what an opening weekend for both those two teams. Gateshead drawing to Dagenham and Redbridge after Junior Marias bagged a 95th minute equaliser. Very unlucky to draw. And Barnet with a nice 2-0 victory over the Shaman, meaning that they have a clean sheet on the opening weekend and 2 goals to add to the bank and 3 points. So my score prediction for this match is going to be another close one after both teams putting in brilliant performances last week. But I think Barnet are going to edge it. Barnet 2, Gateshead 1.
Next we have Gateshead versus Barnet. Gateshead, team that have come up, lost one of their main strikers to Notts County, Macaulay, I think it is, or someone like that. And us, Barnet Football Club. Going off how we played the other day, I think we'll terrorise them, especially away from home. I think we play with no fear. So I'm very hopeful that we'll probably come away with a win there. And you know what? I'm going to go with a 2-1. No, I'm not. I'm going to go 2-0. Another clean sheet. Money in the kitty.
In the next game, we have Maidenhead versus Scunthorpe, and there's one thing to say, Scunthorpe finally win a game. Their first game of the season was played on the BT Sport cameras, where they played Yeovil and were victorious in a nice 2-1 victory. Maidenhead, on the other hand, are living up to their expectations, and wow, they got destroyed by Macaulay Langstaff. 3-0. Oh god. I know I said this a lot in the last episode, but for me, this is an easy one. My score prediction for the match is Scunthorpe 3, Maidenhead 0. What do you have to say, Mr. Bertie?
Maidenhead versus Scunthorpe. I'm going to make this one quick. Maidenhead are one of the 4 teams that I think will go down this year. Scunthorpe, big northern powerful team against a southern big team who haven't really done much this summer. They lost their main attacking threat to Bournemouth, to Solihull Moors. I think Scunthorpe are going to win 3-0. away from home.
In the next game, we have Maidstone versus York, and wow, what a start to National League life it has been for York City. A nice 2-0 victory over Woking, aka the Scum, keeping a clean sheet, scoring 2 lovely goals. That is what you love to see. Another newly promoted side in Maidstone got a 1-1 draw against Altrincham. Not a bad result. I think this is going to be a really tight game. It's a very tough one to call, but my gut is telling me that York are going to get another win. They're going to keep another clean sheet, and that's why I'm saying York 1, Maidenhead 0. No, it's Maidstone. What am I saying?
Maidstone United versus York City. Again, Maidstone United, another team that I think will go down this year. And York, a team that have recruited well, did poorly in pre-season, but won 2-0 the other day. I'm going to go with another 2-1 win to York City.
And in the next game, it's the S Derby. It's Southend versus Solihull. Solihull off to a flying start. They are currently top of the league after that 4-1 victory over Aldershot. Very clinical, taking all of their chances. The main men got off the score sheet, the likes of Joe Sabara, Andrew Dallas, to name a few. What a game. But not for me. They face Southend, who have just come off the back of a 1-0 loss to the Wood Army. So I think this is only going to go one way for me. However, Southend will get a goal. My score prediction for this match is Solihull 3, Southend 1. And damn, I need to score.
Following on from that, Solihull Moors, Southend. Solihull good. And Southend have just lost Jake Hyde 18 minutes into his debut for the club, which is a big concern because they haven't really got any strikers. They've got a good team. They haven't really got any strikers. 3-1. Solihull.
And the next game is Woking versus Dagenham and Redbridge. Woking coming off the back of a 2-0 loss to York, and Dagenham and Redbridge are just coming off the back of a late equaliser. Junior Mirage for the 95th minute equaliser against, who was it? Gateshead. Wow, they were lucky. I think this is going to be another very even game. Dagenham and Redbridge are going to be looking to better their performance than they did against Gateshead, and Woking, they'll be looking to do very similar. So I think it's going to be a tight game, and I'm going Woking 1. Dagenham and Redbridge 1. It's a draw. Bertie McFlirty, what are you saying?
Woking versus Dagenham. Dagenham scored 2 against Gateshead. Woking haven't scored yet. I'll be honest, I think Dagenham will win that 2-0, even if it's away from home. Don't know what Woking have got this year. I know they got Darren Surley, but I don't know, has he recruited that well?
In the second to last game of the video, we have Yeovil versus Wrexham, aka Ryan Reynolds FC. And surely this result only goes one way. Oh, finish recording. Wrexham coming off the back of a victory against Eastleigh, winning 2-1, 2 late goals for the debutant Elliot Lee. They'll be wanting to get another victory and keep going, build some momentum and stake their place at the top of the National League table. Yeovil, on the other hand, will be looking to get their first points of the season after a 2-1 loss to Scunthorpe. So, I reckon they're going to be up for this. However, I think Wrexham are just way too strong. The firepower they have in that team, up front, at the back, in the midfield, it's way too strong for anybody. Wrexham 3, Yeovil 1. Cheese Bertger, what are you saying?
Yeovil Town versus Wrexham. Yeovil hopefully get pumped. They've not done very well with their recruitment either. And Wrexham are a joke. I think Wrexham will probably win that 3-0. I'm going to go for 3-0 against Yeovil for Wrexham.
And in the last game of the episode, we have newly relegated Oldham versus newly promoted Dorking. It's a battle for the leagues. Both teams drawing in game week 1. Dorking managed to get a brilliant result against Chesterfield, drawing 2-2, although Chesterfield did go down to 10 men and then 9 men later on. However, getting a draw against Chesterfield is always a brilliant result. Call this result IKEA because all I can see everywhere I look is draws. It's going to be Oldham 1, Dorking 1.
And Oldham Athletic versus Dorking Wanderers. I think Oldham are going to be a good team this year. I think Dorking will just survive. I think Yeovil Town, Woking, Maidstone, Maidenhead and Aldershot will be fighting for the bottom 4 places. I think Woking might be just, Dorking might be just down there. But Oldham Athletic versus Dorking, I'm going to go with a 2-1 to Dorking Wanderers. That is my roundup and prediction, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I will pass you back to the man himself, Hiccup EU. Peace. Take it easy.
That's it for my National League Game Week 2 predictions. I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and let me know down in the comments, will I get more than 5 points this week? Fingers crossed I can. Hopefully I won't have too many stinkers as much as I did last week. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Make sure to go and drop Bertie a sub if you haven't already. But until next time, I will see you all later. Let's go!